Hi again, everyone, and welcome to the podcast Love Letters to Pam. Of course, you may also be joining us on the YouTube channel, Traveling with Jack and Pam. Yeah, it's another one of those 105-degree days here in the Phoenix area. But it's now heading towards evening hours. It's about 6 o'clock. The sun's getting lower in the sky there. And it's actually pretty comfortable out here. We don't have any humidity to deal with, and you occasionally find some shade, even on these desert trails. And as I was out here hiking along, I started thinking about how life sometimes mimics the desert. And let me explain to you what I mean. After loss, we oftentimes go through a period of feeling like we're in a desert. Sometimes people look at the desert and think it's dead and lifeless. It's just dry, and that there's just nothing really appealing about the desert. But I'm here to tell you that if you continue to look closely at the desert, you will find lots of joy. In the springtime, when the rains have fallen during the winter months, there are flowers blooming everywhere. You can see that even the landscape turns from brown to green. There's even flowers on top of cactus trees that you'll see across the area. And then in the summertime, yes, it becomes dry and parched. And then in the fall, sometimes we get the monsoon rains. And once again, the desert starts to come back to life. That's kind of what our lives are like now, following loss. Especially in your first year of loss, it probably felt like a desert for an entire year. It may have extended into a second year. But at times, weren't there some little peaks of more joy there? Just little peaks here and there. Maybe little rain showers that fell and brightened your desert for a moment or two. I know it's hard, trust me. Been there, done that, still doing that. I still have a lot of days that it does feel like a dry, parched desert. It feels like sometimes I'm just aimlessly wandering, and I can feel lost in this desert. But then I remind myself that even in those driest, most parched days, that I do from time to time find a flower that pops up through the ground. I see a beautiful sunset off in the horizon, a beautiful sunrise. This magnificent, deep blue sky cast against the desert landscape reminds me that there's still some beauty in this life. And indeed, there are some moments of joy. Now, someone once asked me, they said, well, do you remember the last time you were happy? And I said, yeah, I can. And of course, that's when I had life with Pam. And then I think about it and I go, sometimes that makes me sad because I know that I'll never have that kind of happiness again. Now, some will be out there and say, oh, you just need to meet somebody. It's like, I'm not really that interested. And it's always interesting that people always want to give that kind of advice. Instead, my advice to me is just enjoy the ride as best I can now. There'll be some moments of joy. And I'm okay if it's never as good as it was before. And in some respects, I don't ever want it to be that good again because I cherish those amazing memories that I had and made with Pam. Those indeed were the best times of my life. To the kids, they were little too. We're doing all the school activities and all that stuff. You know what I mean. Parenting has its ups and downs too. And yeah, we were glad when they grew up and went out on their own. And I'm really proud of them now. And now they're in the spring of their lives. Their desert is almost constantly blooming and growing. But they too will have some desert times as well. And then they'll have rebirth along the way. And friends, that's what you can do as well. Don't give up while you're wandering in the desert. Try and find those glimpses of joy here and there, wherever you are in your life. You can get through this. It's not going to be easy. Nobody ever said this life was easy, even when we had our loved ones with us. We tend to focus, though, on just the good times we had, but we all know there were some tough times as well. But I like to place my faith in God, in heaven, in life beyond this life, and knowing that this is all just temporary. The good stuff, well, it's coming. And you know what? When we get to heaven, there probably won't be any deserts there. Oh, there might be, but I bet they get rain every day and you see beautiful desert flowers popping up from time to time. Not sure if I helped you at all, but hopefully I did. You know, we're going to be okay. I did a little short message one time on we're going to be okay. And sometimes, well, that's all right. Hey, keep watching, keep subscribing. Above all, share this message with others if you found it useful. Maybe leave some comments with your podcast provider as well. That kind of helps get the message out further as well. Until we see you next time, have a great day. Better yet, a better tomorrow. And bye now from the beautiful desert just outside Phoenix, Arizona.